Hey guys, it's Mrs. Kleinley with this week's First Chapter Friday. I have a good one for you this week. We're going to be looking at Dogtown, which was co-authored. One of the authors, Katherine Applegate, you probably are very familiar with. She wrote books like Wish Tree, One and Only Ivan, One and Only Ruby, One and Only Bob. She also wrote Crenshaw. So she typically writes these kind of like feel-good, uh, warm and fuzzy kind of books. And Dogtown is right on par with that. So this book is super fun. Our main character's name is Chance, and Chance is a three-legged dog at a dog shelter. And what makes this dog shelter kind of unusual is they have like real living, breathing dogs that you typically would see at a dog shelter. But then they have these like mechanical dogs that people can also adopt. So Chance had an awesome life. Chance's owners loved Chance. They took good care of her. Um, she just was like living her best life. And her owners traveled overseas to Europe for an extended period of time. So while they were over in Europe, they hired a dog sitter, and the dog sitter was not the best. And as a result, a series of unfortunate events, Chance ends up getting into an accident now as a three-legged dog and is at a shelter. So she's kind of like the shelter favorite. The manager loves her. The front desk people love her. She kind of rules the roost at the shelter. And the actual dogs really kind of don't think very much of the mechanical dogs. They don't want really anything to do with them. But through a whole bunch of events throughout the story, um, Chance ends up realizing that the mechanical dogs aren't quite so bad. So this book is actually a very quick read, which if you actually saw the book, you might be thinking, Mrs. Conley, are you crazy? But because it's a thicker book, but there's a bunch of illustrations throughout, and the chapters are ridiculously short. And by ridiculously short, I mean like some chapters are like a few sentences. So it has a ton of chapters, and it is a big fat book, but I probably read it in about an hour. It's definitely a quick read because it just goes very fast. So we're going to jump in. I'm going to read you a couple of chapters because they are all so short. So here we go with chapter 1, Three-Legged Dog. I know what you're thinking. That poor dog only has 3 legs, but don't go there. It's not that bad, okay? So I'm not American Kennel Club material. Big deal. My eyes are sharp, my nose is wet, my coat puppy soft, and the white patch over my eye, it's a charmer, I don't mind saying. My name is Chance, and I'm pleased to meet you. So that's it for chapter 1. So when I say the chapters are short, I'm not over exaggerating. Chapter 2, Chance. Something else about me. I think about things more than your average pooch. While other dogs are chasing sticks and squirrels, I sit back and appraise the situation. When you hop everywhere you go, each trip takes time. So you think about where you're heading and why. Also, 3 is a lucky number. 3 acts in a play, 3 legs on a stool, 3 times a charm, and all that. And since management at Dogtown plays a lot of poker, being lucky is pretty darn lucky. Of course, I wasn't lucky when I lost my leg, but that's a story I don't like to tell. Chapter 3, A Place for Homeless Dogs. Dogtown is a shelter, a place for homeless dogs. The dogs of Dogtown are as fancy as you'll find anywhere. Collies and corgis, Shar-Peis and sheepdogs, oodles of schnoodles, poodles, and labradoodles. Plus, plenty of mutts like me. And then there are dogs who aren't dogs at all because they're made entirely of metal. Ever pet a stapler? Hugged a toaster? Cuddled a bag of doorknobs? Then you know what it's like to have a robot dog. No fun at all. Why were metal dogs at Dogtown in the first place? That's the question. Chapter 4, Dogtown 2.0. It was management's idea. Dogtown 2.0 is a gimmick, a publicity stunt. People love seeing real dogs roughhousing with robot dogs, tussling and tug-of-warring and sniffing hind ends, curled up together to rest and recharge. Newspapers wrote articles, videos went viral, the evening news ran the story 2 days in a row, and people came to Dogtown in droves. Okay, so I'm going to stop there for now. Again, our book this week is Dogtown. It is found, as I said earlier, it's co-authored by Katherine Applegate and Gennifer Choldenko. It's found in our animal section under APP for Applegate. I really think a lot of our, particularly dog lovers and animal lovers, are going to enjoy this book. Obviously, anybody who likes any of Katherine Applegate's books are going to enjoy this book, and I think many of our Palmer kids are going to enjoy Dogtown. So I hope you enjoy. Happy reading.